Today we are playing a game called Red Flags. If you're familiar with the card game Red Flags, basically what you do is you take 2 positive traits about a person and 1 negative trait about a person, and then you decide whether or not you would agree to go on a date with that person at the end. And so today, that is what we are doing, but with books. So I have positive traits and negative traits of books, and we're going to decide whether I would or wouldn't be okay with picking up and reading these books. I feel a little bit concerned because what's in here is the opposite of what's in here, and there's only enough for 10 rounds, so I think it's very likely that we're going to get an oxymoron. I don't know if I used the word oxymoron correctly. First book. It's a short book. It is not going to take up a lot of my time. I will be able to get the satisfying I finished a book feeling a lot quicker with a lot less dedication. The movie or TV adaptation is coming out soon, so that's 2 good things. Let us get a bad thing. It's long. I knew this was going to happen. It's something that I've already read. So what I'm seeing here is this is a book I read a long time ago, and I'm thinking about rereading it to refresh my memory for the new adaptation that's coming out, which makes sense. And since it's short, I don't think that will be too big of a problem, so I'm gonna say yes to this one. Round 2. It has pretty writing, which is sort of both a good thing and a bad thing, because books that are really nice, pretty, flowery writing are usually also a little long and hard to get through. But I really like pretty writing. It's really nice, really atmospheric writing. I also am not currently reading anything else at the moment. And the bad thing, I'm unexcited about it. Not necessarily completely uninterested, I'm a little bit interested, but I'm just not really excited. So this is basically just a book that I'm not too excited about, but it's supposed to have really nice writing. So it's basically The Night Circus. I'm going to say no on this one, because if I have a lot of time for reading, I could read something else. Unexcited is a pretty OP red flag, though, because I don't think there would have been any good traits that would have redeemed that. Round 3. It is your close friend's favorite book, and it is something that you've wanted to read for years. It sounds pretty good so far. Now you're currently reading 5 other books right now. I think no to this one, because if I've wanted to read it for years and it's my friend's favorite, it's something that's going to be very important to me to read and enjoy. So I want to read it when I have time. Well, not when I have time, but when I don't have 5 other books. Because usually when I start reading more than 2 books, I start favoring only the 2 favorite of the books that I'm reading. And then I usually end up DNFing all the others. And usually when I DNF a book, it ends up never getting read, because then I'd feel the need to start from the beginning. So I'm going to say no for now on this one. This next one is a classic, and it has aspects of it that reminds you of your current work in progress writing-wise. So you could get some ideas for your book that you're currently writing, and it's a classic. So basically, it's a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court for me. Which, that one actually isn't going so well in the reading thing, so we'll see what the bad thing is. It has lots of bad reviews. Still kind of Connecticut Yankee, because it's not too heavily popular for something that Mark Twain wrote. Even though I am currently reading this book, I'm going to say no. At least I think I'm going to say no. It's sort of research for writing, so it could be... I'm going to say yes, because I'm already reading it. I am indecisive. Next book. It's brand new. It is a book that you have just bought or just brought home from the library, and it has an awesome cover. That's probably why you bought it. I'm worried about this one because neither of these things are too awesome things. So unless we get a very bad thing, I'm not sure this one's going to get a yes. It has a focus on romance. Nope, that's a no. None of that. No thank you. No. No. Next book. It is a middle grade book, and it has a lot of really good reviews. promising so far. I really like middle grade. Middle grade is fantastic. Read more middle grade. But the bad part about it is it's heavy Old English. It's not quite Shakespearean, but it's like Charles Dickens, sort of, a little more. Eeh. This is sort of a weird one, because the heavy Old English and middle grade don't seem to really fit well with each other. I'm gonna say yes. A very hesitant yes. Next book. It has a focus on something that you are interested in. And the synopsis sounds amazing. These sound very similar. Yeah. The bad part of it, however, is that it's a first in a series. So in other words, if you end up enjoying it, which it looks like you really are going to end up enjoying it, then you have inherently, I don't think that's the right word, but you have unintentionally committed yourself to reading a whole series. No! I'm gonna say yes, because it being in the first in the series isn't too bad, and it sounds like something I would really enjoy. So we're gonna say yes. It's the last book in a series you are reading, so you will get the satisfaction of not only finishing a book, but finishing a series, and you'll have one less series on your to-read list, which is wonderful. And also, your friend wants to buddy read it with you. So you get to enjoy finishing off a series with a friend and get to talk about it at the end, which is especially fantastic because it's a finale to a series, and you can not only talk about that one, but talk about a whole series. So I think this is going to have to be a pretty bad one. It's only available on ebook. I really don't like reading ebooks, but that's not too bad of a thing compared to the good things. So yes, we'll read that one. Our next book, I think this is our second to final book. The book's synopsis is very unique and interesting. It sounds like it will be a very interesting read, and it is a book that you have owned for years, and you will finally be able to say that you have read it. However, it's long. I really like long books. I like owning long books. Reading long books is a little difficult, because picking them up is hard. It's a big commitment that you're making to read this whole giant book. And honestly, all the books that I've owned for years, they're like things that I've lost the excitement in. So it's sort of like the unexcited thing. Now that I'm thinking about it more, it doesn't seem that much like a positive thing. I mean, I guess. Like, I don't see any too bad reasons not to. Like, it's long, but like, I've read long books before. I think I'll read that one. I need to say no to one of these. The last two things... Oh no. I was afraid this was gonna happen. The opposites thing, I've read these, and I think I got an opposite to end off with, which means we can't redraw. So, it's in your favorite genre, by your favorite author, and it just so happens that you highly disagree with this author's political opinions. I mean, I guess that could work. You could like an author's books a lot, but like also kind of don't want to support them because they're really obnoxious about their political opinions that you really disagree with. I mean, I guess for me it would depend on whether or not they've implemented this opinion into their book. Because I have not read books that I think I would really enjoy, or DNF'd books that I would really enjoy because I can see the author's opinion in the book. So this one depends. So, since I have more yeses than nos, we're going to just go ahead and assume that this author implements their opinions into the book, and say no for that one. That's all we're doing today. Thank you for watching this video. It was fun to film and make. There were actually 2 more yeses than nos, which I'm sort of surprised about. I was really expecting there was going to be more nos, but there were more yeses. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a big paper cup thumb or styrofoam cup thumb up, not downward, because if you do it downward, then your cup will fall off as I just demonstrated for you. Bye! That was sort of disastrous.